The long-awaited moment is here. We finally got the EZAs for the GINYU Force team. Now, I am both excited and a little bit not excited, but I'll go over that a little bit later. But let's get into the details. I am super happy that these guys are EZAing in one way because this is like one of my favorite teams ever. I just don't have Tau, so that is one issue. So I can't run them on their best team, unfortunately, because I don't have Tau, but maybe this will push me to summon for Tau a little bit more and get him. But again, this is one of my favorite releases ever in the game's history. For one, I really am a fan of Ginyu. Like, this is funny enough in Dragon Ball. This is probably a top 5 favorite character for me. No, I also like the Ginyu Force just because they're a great supporting role with Ginyu. So I'm a fan of all of these guys, more some than others, but I would say it's definitely Ginyu, and then in Birder Jays, and then Rikumen Goldo in that order. So it's good that they showed it like this. Again, I'm really a fan of Ginyu. I hope these guys are good. Let's get into their details. I think we'll start off with Rikumen Goldo, and we'll see. I'm a little bit worried they're going to have some Ginyu Force restrictions, but hopefully they aren't too crazy if they have them, or honestly, hopefully they don't have Ginyu Force restrictions at all, but my guess is they're going to. We need a new Ginyu Force unit if this is the case, but let's get into it. So first one, let's go Rikumen Goldo. Dynamic 150. Wow, they're giving side banner units 150 leads now. That's pretty good considering, honestly. Like, that could be useful in Battlefield if you're going to run a full Ginyu Force team in there, although I don't know how effective that's going to be anymore, but that's besides the point. Basic effects, 200% attack and defense. You got 30% damage reduction, great chance of guarding all attacks, seals enemy super attack. After guard is activated, you get 100% defense, launch an additional, that's a high chance of becoming a super. When attacking with 12 or more ki, you get 50% attack and defense. For every attack received, you get 20% attack and defense up to 100. And then when there's an ally whose name includes Ginyu attacking in the same turn, you guard, and then you get 30% damage reduction before attacking, and you stun. So he actually has the Ginyu restriction. So you have to have a Ginyu on rotation. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Is that exactly the same? We can check pre-EZA. Yeah, this is pretty much the same kit, just stat buffs. Not sure how I feel about that. I wish there was a little bit more going there. I mean, he gets damage reduction now, so I guess that's good. But when there's a Ginyu in the same turn, you guard, and yeah. Okay. Okay. I wish there was still... Wish the Ginyu attacking the same turn wasn't necessary. On the same team, sure. But in the same turn, I wish that wasn't necessary. But hopefully, this guy is still going to be good in modern content. That's all that matters. He doesn't need to be good in festival battles for me. He just needs to be good in the rest of it. Or most of the rest of it. So hopefully he's good. Let's see his super attack effect. Greatly raise attack and defense for 1 turn. Supreme damage, lower attack and defense. I didn't check and see if that's any different, so we can check real quick. Okay, got moved up to 50%. That's good. He also has additional super built in, and no crit or anything like that, but this is going to be a dodge character for sure. Even if you need to receive attacks, you're still going to rock dodge on this guy, and probably additional even if he doesn't crit. Just because he's not going to be doing a lot of damage anyways, so you might as well maximize his defensive efforts. Pretty solid. It's a side banner unit, so you can't really expect Dokkan Fest level EZA, so I'm going to expect something similar to Berter and Jace over here. So let's see. Hopefully also they give us all the medals when you do it once. I don't want to have to do it the first, so if you don't do side banner unit easy as you have to do the main one. I think it's like 6 on level 10, like 4 or 5 on level 20, and then 3 on 25, 3 on 30. I hope we just get all the medals at once we go through, because doing the 30 stage EZA and then having to do extra stages twice, not fun. But if we just do the 30 stage EZA, which is already not fun, and then we get all the other medals along with it, that'll be a W. So Space Traveling Warriors 150, basic effects 200% attack and defense, additional attack, that's a high chance of becoming a super, great chance to dodge. I think that's already a buff. Okay, hold on. By the way, if you're enjoying this video or it's like interesting to you, please leave a like, drop a sub to the channel if you're new. Thanks for watching. So, great chance to dodge, 70%, of course. Space Traveling Warrior Special Pose. Okay, so you get both. That's nice. 3 key, 40% attack and defense. Okay, that's going to be useful for Space Traveling Warriors for sure. Not going to be ran on Special Pose because that team's dead now, but Space Traveling Warriors, if we get a Frieza, that leads these guys, I mean, that's a support unit. That is a 70% chance to dodge. For every attack performed, they get 50% attack and defense up to 200. When receiving an attack, a super attack, they get an extra 10% dodge chance temporarily. So you have an 80% chance to dodge a super. And then when there's an ally who's GINYU in the same turn, you get an extra 10% chance within the turn before receiving an attack. And all allies 30% attack and defense for 2 turns. Oh yeah. You're going to want to run this guy and GINYU with Frieza for a global Dokkan campaign if that's what happens. Or anniversary. We could get an anniversary Frieza as well. I don't know. But 90% chance to dodge a super in slot 1 when there's a GINYU on a rotation is pretty good. Again, the problem is this guy and the Raccoon and Goldo also need GINYU. So you're going to have to fight between the two to who gets GINYU because you're only going to really have one GINYU on this team because there's only one good GINYU right now unless they EZA. Or is there anybody else? I mean, we can look at the GINYUs right now. Obviously, this is the main guy. And yeah, other than that, they would have to either super EZA one of these two. Okay. I like the change. Is it the same passive? Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much the same thing, but I do appreciate this. This is cool. This is a good support unit. Again, this is a side banner unit, so pretty good, but it is a GINYU Force character, so they do need to be better than other side banner units to be sufficient. But that's pretty good, honestly. I'm not mad at that. And then raise attack and defense for 1 turn, cause supreme damage, and raise the allies attack and defense 20%. Man, they want you to run this guy in slot 1. Honestly, with 80% chance to dodge and 90% chance to dodge a super when you have a GINYU on your rotation, this is a slot 1 viable character. I mean, we're talking 40% attack and defense here, 30% for 2 turns, so that's 70. And then if you put them in slot 1, they're giving 90% attack and defense to the turn by themselves, which is pretty good. That's a lot of support. So they could be cooking with these. Now let's see GINYU. This is the big one. This is the super huge one. These needed to be good. This guy really needs to be good. So remember, he does stack defense, which it looks like he doesn't greatly stack. He still just stacks at 30%. Terrifying Conquer, Dynamic, he gets 170, and then the additional 30% and 1 key to Space Traveling Warriors. You only get 1 key on the EZA bus for 200% so far. I hope they change it. They can put it up to 210, man. They could. Attack and defense 200%. Launches an additional has a high chance of becoming a super. Oh, that's still there. Oh, I hate that so much. I wish it was. I do wish it was 70%. They just give me the guaranteed additional, actually, man. It doesn't need to be a high chance. Just give me the guaranteed additionals. That's how it was. It was a medium chance before, but they could just give you a guaranteed additional super there, honestly. Damage reduction 20%. Okay, good start. This is a good start so far. Wish this was guaranteed additional, but it's a good start so far. And then GINYU Force allies get 1 key, 60% defense and attack, and 20% chance to crit. Okay, so he's giving crit chance. Did he support GINYU Force before? Oh, he did. I didn't even remember that. But 60% attack and defense for GINYU Force, that's pretty good. When attacking with 12 or more key, you get 150% attack and defense per GINYU Force category ally on the team. You get 20%. Oh. So you're really only going to be getting 40% unless he includes himself. I'm not sure. But okay. They could have changed the category for that. They could have made it like special pose or space traveling warrior, but per GINYU Force category. Was that because it was already like that? Yeah, it was, so they kept it the same. They could have made it less too. Maybe just give this 30%. Maybe give this, you know, it's okay. It's okay. He still looks pretty good so far. The rest of the kit is really important though. When there's another GINYU Force ally on the team, which is going to be good, attacks are effective against all types, and you have a high chance of launching an additional super attack. So you don't have a additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super here. You have a high chance of launching an additional super attack. For one turn from character's entry or when HP is 70% or more, you get crit chance and damage reduction at 30%. Whoa! When HP is 70% or more at the start of turn, they can have 50% damage reduction along with stacking defense. Oh, hold on. And first turn, you get it too. That's pretty good with 50% chance to crit, 50% damage reduction. You have two high chances of launching an additional super attack. Obviously, with your hidden potential, you're basically also going to have another high chance in there, depending on how much additional. I gave my GINYU most additional anyways, so he's going to have a basically another, I'm not going to say guaranteed high chance, but it's going to be another high chance. He's basically going to have 3 high chances when you run this guy. I think I have like 20 additional, 25 additional on mine, probably 25. I'm going to definitely get rid of the crit on him and put it to additional because he has 50% chance to crit most of the time that you're going to be using him. So if we do that, I mean, we're talking, yeah, he's going to be having 3 chances to, he's going to have 3 50% chances a lot of the time, and that's going to be annoying when you get the normals. Again, I wish this was a guaranteed super, and then this was a, if they're going to do this here, it's a condition, so honestly, in my opinion, it shouldn't be a high chance here either. This should either be another guaranteed additional or a 70% chance. A additional attack with a 70% chance of super if they wanted to add that in there. But hopefully when you use GINYU and hopefully when I use GINYU, you're mostly, and I'm mostly going to be getting the supers. But otherwise, he seems pretty good. Again, this is a stacker. He's going to have 50% damage reduction most of the time. He's giving 60% attack and defense support. If you have Raccoon and, or not Raccoon and Gold though, if you have Birder and Jace in slot 1 and the boss doesn't cancel dodge, I mean, they're giving 90% to this guy in the rest of their rotation. If there's another GINYU Force member, 50% to the rest of the rotation. And they also give 2 turn support, so the next rotation as well. There's a lot of support this guy is going to be getting, so that's important to keep in mind. And also his active is at 70% or less starting from the 4th turn start of battle. They don't change that. I don't know why this can't be changed. I know it has something to do with game code, but just change the game code, please. You can take 24 hours if you need to shut the game down and allow actives to be changed, active conditions, to make it easier to get these awesome animations in here. And OSTs and whatnot. But okay, the super attack is stacks defense 30% and then raise attack for 1 turn. I do wish this was changed to greatly stacking, but he still should be pretty good, honestly. These guys might be busted together. They still need a few pieces to go with them, but them themselves are pretty good. So let's see Mr. Goku GINYU over here. He recovers 59% HP. 1 key to 50% attack and defense. Start a turn, launches an additional that has a great chance of becoming a super effective against all types. 50% damage reduction. When attacking, it's 150% attack, 50% chance to crit. Great chance of launching an additional super attack. When receiving an attack, it's 150% defense, 50% dodge chance. And when there's a Jace on the team, he foresees super attack. So you're going to have, wow, this guy has a lot. He has a lot. And he greatly raises, so he greatly stacks attack. Okay, so you get all your defense with the other GINYU, and then once you drop a little threshold, you can stack attack. This guy has a lot, man. He doesn't support, which is a kind of a shame that he loses support, but again, he heals you. He has 70% chance at super, 70% chance at super, 50% chance to crit, 50% damage reduction, 50% chance at dash. He has a lot. This guy is very good. Very good. I'm happy with these EZAs. I think these are great. Could they have been better? Yes. Less restrictive, I would say, but honestly, I'm happy with this. They look good. They don't look fumbled. And I'm glad they all 3 EZA'd at once. Now, voice crack. We need a super EZA from the GINYUs, the free-to-play GINYUs in my opinion, because if you want to run a full GINYU Force team, which is going to be tough. Obviously, if you see GINYU Force, you would need to run these two. And then you have to run one more unit, which would be this guy, who's old and not that great. When I say old, I mean he's not that old, but he's almost a year old at this point. But he could be run as a third option, not in Festival of Battles or like the hardest content, but he can be ran. But they definitely need to super easy A the 2 free-to-play LRs for sure for this team to be viable. I know this isn't a GINYU Force celebration, this is a Tau celebration, but they do fit on the category, so it would be fun to run a full GINYU Force team. I guess you can run Tau with all of the GINYU Force, and it would be fine. So, very enjoyable. I like this. Let me know what you think down below in the comments below, and thank you for watching. And again, if you're new, please leave a like on the, or please drop a sub to the channel, and if you liked the video, please leave a like on the video. Thank you for watching, and with that, I'm out. Shout out to GINYU, man.